African Safari Wildlife Park is a wild experience with over 800 exotic animals. Our drive-through safari features giraffes, zebras, deer, elk, alpacas, and even a white bison, all of which you can feed right from your vehicle. Walk on the wild side with the Zoo It All Pass and feed kangaroos, porcupines, tortoises, and rabbits. Step into our aviary adventure and hand-feed budgies for a memorable experience. Check out our live educational shows or ride a camel. Create memories that will last a lifetime at the Ohio Safari Park, African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton.
And there we are.
That was my fault. I apologize.
James, welcome to the show, everyone, on the new Main Street TV.
You always say I pushed all the buttons. I forgot to push a button.
That's all right, James. We'll forgive you. But we do have our good friend Pete Wilson here with the morning news update to start the show. And, of course, your morning news update is brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell, give Nia a call, 740-418-4135, and she'll work hard for you. All right, Pete.
Okay. Well,
what is going on, man?
We're going into one of the busiest weekends of the year in
are.
Jackson County. I know that because of my job. Believe me, it's not going to be a holiday for us. But,
No.
you know, the things that are scheduled are all good things. And we're going to kind of give you a little bit of a primer on that. And our special guest is going to talk about one of those events. And it's a new thing.
Yes.
And it's a good thing. So stay tuned here. But the good news that we're going to start our report is the latest COVID-19 update.
Okay.
Because, we're going into the big weekend. There's already been, the restrictions have been lightened, getting closer to being back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
But the latest reports from both the Jackson County Health Department and the Vinton County Health Department are among the best yet as far as the positivity of the COVID-19 and the volume of the COVID-19 cases locally. Of course, statewide and nationally, the case numbers are going down. But in Jackson County, let me tell you how good it was on the most recent report. In the most recent report, that was on last Monday, the health department reported 7 confirmed cases in 7 days, 1 case per day.
Wow.
Remember when we were having 30-something?
Yeah, I do.
Not all that horribly long ago. And the number of active cases now is down to 4. Only 4 people right now are being monitored by the health department as being positive carriers of COVID-19. 2 people are in the hospital right now. Our total numbers are up now to, are up to 2,950 confirmed cases, so we're nearing the 3,000 mark. We're over the 3,000 mark if you add in the probable cases. But the vaccination numbers, as you can see, are edging up. Thanks to some incentives probably, right, which we'll talk about in a minute. 9,209 vaccinations given in Jackson County, and I believe that number is the number of people who have received vaccinations. Not sure whether that's 2 vaccination totals or just 1 and 2 vaccination totals, but you can do the math, sort of. 9,209 into 33,000. We are now in the 30 to 35% category, I believe, as far as the percentage of people vaccinated in Jackson County. The statewide numbers now are over 40%. So, but moving up nonetheless. And I'm sure that the health department will be doing more clinics here in the future. In Vinton County, really good numbers there. In the last 10 days, there has been just 1 case. 10 days,
Whoa.
1 case. There are now only 3 active cases in Vinton County of COVID-19. Nobody in the hospital right now in Vinton County. If you're watching on TV, you can see the infographic. The Vinton County Health Department puts one of these out sometimes every day. Jackson County Health Department does it at least once a week. And so, if you're on Facebook or on the computer, you can see these numbers. And of course, we try to keep up with them on our media reports as well, in the Telegram, on the radio, and we talk about it on TV as well. All right, Jennifer, we're all here. I'm here, you're here, James is here, Tim Jackson is here. none of us won the $1 million last night. So,
Well, yeah.
You would have been here, right?
I would have been
You're a
here.
good girl, very responsible.
Yes.
Might have been your last day, but you would have been
No,
here.
I would have been here regardless.
All right, but the winner was Abigail Bugadzensi.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Yeah, well, if I'm wrong on that, you can
Oh,
call in.
Abigail, doesn't matter. She's happy this morning.
Right. Well, she's from Hamilton County, and I imagine she's probably getting some calls and solicitations on how to spend that $1 million. You know, new car, whatever.
Yeah.
Because she's now a millionaire, whether she was before or not. Joseph Costello, who's from Englewood in Montgomery County, of course, that is the home county of Dayton. He was the first student to win the 4-year full ride scholarship. Now, they will continue this through 5 more weeks. The Ohio State or the Ohio Department of Health through the Ohio Lottery Commission. And we do want to tell you that if you have entered, online to have a chance to win the $1 million or the 4-year scholarship, you don't have to enter again. All
So
right?
they say.
Right, now you can do it, but they're going to filter those out, and so anyway, I believe it's 11:59 p.m. Sunday. If you haven't entered and you want to get in on the last 4, and they will make that announcement about 7:30 p.m. each Wednesday who the winners are, and there will always be each week through 5 weeks a winner on the adult side of $1 million, and on the 12 to 17 ages. A boy or girl has a chance to win the 4-year scholarship.
We have just as much chance as old Abigail did.
Right, exactly, and we were all responsible Hyans and entered.
That's right.
Just to be patriotic. But 2,758,470 Ohioans entered the drawing for the $1 million prize. 104,386 Ohioans in the ages 12 to 17 bracket entered the drawing for a college scholarship. So it was very, very popular. And it's been, of course, a little controversial too. Some people think that that wasn't a responsible way to spend money.
Oh, good grief.
Right.
Come on.
Right. Well, it's part of the political process. There's always going to be divisions on that.
No way in politics.
Exactly.
Can you believe
exactly.
it?
But sometimes I'd rather hear an argument on that than some of the other things we hear on the national side. But anyway, that's another story, and we're not going there. Okay, we're going to tell you about a big story on the criminal justice front. I know Phil Buffington was up yesterday and talked about the former sheriff's office employee who was indicted for allegedly stealing money from the sheriff's office on the concealed carry permit fees and the background checks.
Somehow I had missed that entire thing.
Right.
Until yesterday.
Well, there had been an investigation, I think, for more than a year there, and they finally came up with all the facts and did the indictment. And I know that young lady who is charged will be in court tomorrow for an arraignment. All right, but here is another case. This involves a gentleman from Wellston named Matt Cooper. Matthew R. Cooper is his proper name, age 30, from West B Street in Wellston. He has been indicted 4 times in just over a year, and some pretty interesting charges against him. And we talk about that because it's even in this day and age when you roll your eyes and about anything can happen. This case is a little unusual because there's 4 different cases or 4 different indictments have come out on Matt Cooper in just a little bit over a year. He is going to be arraigned tomorrow today actually at 3 p.m. on the most recent charge. But here are the things that Matt Cooper has allegedly done where he has been indicted. And I say allegedly and indicted because it has to go through a court of law, the whole deal. But the first incident happened on March the 28th, 2020 in Wellston when he allegedly fired shots at a vehicle full of juveniles. Now, nobody was struck, there was no damage done, but he allegedly fired shots in the direction of juveniles on March 28th. He was indicted on that. Later, and this is after he's been incarcerated, he was indicted for complicity to the illegal conveyance of drugs into a detention facility. That indictment was filed on August the 21st, about I guess that would be about 5 months after the incident in Wellston where he allegedly fired the shots. Then on March 22, this is this year, we're moving the clock forward, he was indicted once more on 2 third-degree felony charges of illegal conveyance of weapons onto the grounds of a specified government facility, because when they checked him into a corrections facility, he had a razor on him. And so that got more charges against him. More recently, on Tuesday, March the 25th, he was indicted by a Jackson County grand jury, so this makes the 4th indictment now in a little bit more than a year. He was indicted on a third-degree felony charge of bribery. What Mr. Cooper allegedly did was he offered a corrections officer in Jackson County $750 to pick up narcotics for him, and if the corrections officer delivered the narcotics, he got another $750. So $750 now, $750 later for helping him smuggle narcotics into the Jackson County Correctional Facility. The corrections officer, unnamed, we're not going to say who it is, he turned him in on it and passed up the chance to get, I guess, $1,500.
Wait, how do you get $750 if you're in jail?
I don't know.
Okay.
But he said he was going to pay it.
All right.
So anyway, that's the saga of Matthew R. Cooper, age 30. He is going to be arraigned on that bribery charge today at 3 o'clock in Jackson County Common Pleas Court. And the whole Matt Cooper story we hope to have in our Saturday edition of the Telegram. Our associate editor, Phil Buffington, who covers a lot of our news on the criminal justice front, is working on that story as we speak. Okay, now we're going to get out of COVID-19 and out of high crimes and misdemeanors and talk about the good things happening this weekend. Of course, the Oak Hill Festival of Flags will be going this weekend.
That's right.
Starting Friday at noon. Some of the things will be open. It'll go through Memorial Day afternoon. I know we've had Joyce McClurg up here. We had Presley and Taylor, on TV
That's
as well
right.
on Monday. Hopefully, the weather will hold up. A little dicey on the weather, but it can change, and no, it's not going to rain all the time. We know that.
The weather's changed every day this week, so just don't panic yet.
Right, but anyway, we have the schedule for the Festival of Flags online and on Facebook, so you can check that out. But a lot of activities going on, all centering around Etna Park in the village. That's right there by the village building, Jennifer. And Presley and Taylor will sing on Saturday night. A Bon Jovi tribute band known as Wanted will play on Friday night, and then local talent will perform on Sunday evening. That will include the Red Brush Band, very popular regionally, and of course here are from Wellston, Bart Weissman and the Chasers. Bart and the Chasers will also perform on Sunday. They'll have the Grand Parade on Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Gary and Brenda Lunsford, representing their business and themselves, will be the Grand Marshals. Yes, there they are right there. Hey, they moved to Oak Hill from Tennessee about 50 years ago. They started that business there. Not sure what the circumstances they moved to Oak Hill, but they did that, and they've had a successful business, and they have shared their success with the community all along. They've been big supporters of everything good going on in the Oak Hill area and with the schools, and also with the Festival of Flags. And they're going to be honored for two things: not only having a successful locally owned business, 50 years anniversary this year, but also for being the good people they are, supporting the things in the community. I know they're very well thought of in the Oak Hill area. So they are the Grand Marshals, and once again, lots going on with the Festival of Flags. And then, of course, not going to steal any thunder from Tim Jackson, because nobody, except maybe Dorothy Riepenhoff, knows more about the Field of Heroes than he does. But this is a new thing that the Wellston Rotary Club is doing, and they're already working on it. They worked last night getting the field ready. The so-called Field of Heroes will be at the old Wellston High School football field.
Yes.
There at Pennsylvania and 6th. It's been vacant since they tore the old high school down, so it will come alive with a grand display of flags. Tim will tell you all about it, but it will all start on Friday and will go through Memorial Day into the late afternoon hours. And be excited to hear about that. We've had stories in the paper. We've talked about it on the radio. We've talked about it on TV. But he will tell you all about it. It will be very much worth attending the activities and just driving by and seeing the display there, because it's been much more successful than they had even hoped for a first-year project. And, of course, it serves also as a fundraiser for the Rotary, and the Rotary does all sorts of great things in the community, including they just granted some, as they do every year, scholarships to some deserving Wellston High School seniors. Speaking of seniors and graduation, we have two graduations in the book locally: the Oak Hill High School graduation on the 14th of May, Vinton County graduation on the 21st, last Friday. In a continuing series, a big spiel, 2-page spiel, we're going to have a story and pictures on the Vinton County High School graduation. In Saturday's paper, lots of pictures and a big story, list of graduates, scholarship information as well. That's going to be featured in our Saturday paper. Then, we've already did Oak Hill because they were first. This week, then, on Friday evening, it's scheduled at least, is the Jackson High School graduation and the Wellston High School graduation. We're waiting to hear what might happen with the Jackson High School graduation because of the threat of rain. Principal Thad Haynes is to get with me sometime today and let me know what a decision is, but one of their fallback positions is to move it to Saturday evening. Now, I'm on TV saying this live right now, but it hasn't been moved yet as far as I know.
Yes.
But that has been actively talked about as a plan B. If they would move it to Saturday because of the forecast, and I don't know when they would push that button saying that it's going to be Saturday instead of Friday. If it rains then again on Saturday, and this is 8 p.m. at Alumni Stadium, they would move it inside to the gymnasium then. And right now it is a ticketed event, 10 tickets per graduate, even though it's outside because, Jackson High School's got, 180 graduates or whatever. So that's a lot of people. They don't want too many people clustered together there. So they're going to try to control it at least a little bit. So we will certainly let you know as soon as we hear that. The Wellston High School graduation, definitely inside in the gymnasium on Friday evening as well.
It's going to go on as planned.
It will go,
no matter what.
It will go forward inside, and that also is a ticketed event. And when we say that, it's a public event, but it's not open to the public because they're trying to restrict the attendance. They don't want to do that.
Keep the families.
They don't want to do that, but times being what they are, that's what is going to happen this year. We hope next year it can go all the way back to normal. Other things this weekend, the Humane Society of Jackson County will be doing their cause for Paul's Car Show. That is Saturday at the A&A truck stop. This is a new event to raise money for a great cause. I know that you're a big fan of pets and animals and helping them. You do an annual event there at Arch and Eddie's and with the taco place, but this will help fund things that the Humane Society does, and it's a car show, so they're hoping for good weather. This is the first time they've ever done it.
They've worked so hard for it.
Right, that is going to be at the A&A truck stop, and most folks know where that is, but it's on Dixon Run Road. Just go down 35.
Yep, toward Gallipolis.
Toward Gallipolis, about 6 or 8 miles. It's there on the right. You can't miss it. So that is on Saturday as well. Also, out at Tanner's Cave 4-H camp, they had the indoor trade fair last weekend. Well, they don't call it the outdoor trade fair, but it's kind of like that. Some of the same folks will be there. They'll be all dressed up. They call it a rendezvous.
They do.
And
it is so cool.
You've been there.
Yes, I have.
They call it
so cool.
They call it the spring rendezvous. If you don't know that it's going on out there and you happen to drive by, you'll wonder what's going on.
You do.
You think it's cowboys and Indians recreated 200 years ago because they have tents, camping sites out there. They're all dressed up in their Pioneer Frontier gear.
That's right.
And they do things among themselves, but it's also open to the public too. It's going to be going on Friday through Monday. The public hours where anyone can go out and check it out is on Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. those days. So if you are going to go out Saturday or Sunday. The other days they're setting up or they're doing things that are closed to the public. But that is it's not the indoor trade fair, the spring rendezvous, but some of the same folks. It's pool season. The pools are expected to open this weekend in Jackson and Oak Hill. I know in Jackson they're definitely opening on Saturday. Remember Hillcrest Pool, city owned and operated on Huron Street. It did not operate at all last year because of uncertainty about money, uncertainty about the facility being ready, uncertainty about whether it would even be allowed because of COVID-19. They did end up allowing pools, but by the time that they knew they could, it was a little bit too late to get off the launching pad. But they will be back this year. With the pool in Jackson. We will have a story in our Saturday paper. We'll be posting it online here in the next 24 hours about all the details on Hillcrest Pool. Same thing at the Margaret Ann Pool in Oak Hill. That's village owned and operated. Their tentative plans were to open on Saturday. I've not got confirmation that they are, but I believe that will happen.
I think so.
They were aiming for Saturday. And that's a public pool too, actually supported by a small tax levy. And so That will be on Saturday as well, and that information will also be in the paper, online, on Facebook, etc., on the Telegram, all about admission and pool parties and all like that. You notice all the flowers in downtown Jackson now?
Yes.
I know you have, because you're in downtown Jackson all the time.
That's right.
Hey, listen, it's Santa Claus just doesn't bring those in the dead of night. It's the work.
It appears that way, though, doesn't it?
It does. You know, you come to
They
work or
just
drive
magically
through.
appear
and
one day.
There it is. You know, on Wednesday morning it was there. On Tuesday evening, members of the Jackson Area Kiwanis Club, the Kiwanis Club of the Jackson area is actually what they call themselves, they hit the streets and they put up 57 pots of petunias.
Look at those.
Pink and white. They are beautiful. There they are before they put them up. There's some of the Kiwanis members and volunteers there on the courthouse lawn with all the pots of petunias before they put them up. And I'll have to give Marvin's Gardens credit. They do great jobs with flowers. That's where they got them. I know they got a good rate on those flowers, so we'll give them a little plug. But the flower pots are up on 3 blocks of Main and Broadway, from I believe from Portsmouth Street all the way down to Church Street, right here in front of our building, and then on Broadway from Main to Pearl. So you want to take a look at that, and I tell you, that's a lot more work than you might think, because they
yes.
water them every day.
Religiously.
Every
yes.
day you will see them in the evening, usually late afternoon or early evening, and it's all volunteer work by the Kiwanis Club. And they don't, it's like other service clubs here. You got a few people doing a lot of work. You don't have 100, it's not a big town, we don't have 100 members in the Kiwanis Club, so you got some people who constantly give their time to make the downtown look better. This isn't, it's supported by the city, they're glad they do it, but this is a private thing by this service club making this happen. And this is on view now. You can see it right now in downtown Jackson. They will keep those flower pots up until Labor Day weekend. They'll be taking them down then. All right, Memorial Day. We will have Memorial Day programs. We didn't have them last year because of COVID-19 for the most part. But in Jackson, there will be one at 11 a.m. And our own Deb Fout, famous for being the dog warden in Jackson County. Well, she's also a veteran.
She is.
A career veteran, and she will be the main speaker in Jackson.
That's so cool.
Right, and the American Legion Post 371 in Wellston will be doing their activities, which include a bean dinner there at the post, a parade through the downtown, a program up near Ridgewood Cemetery. All those things will be happening in Wellston on Memorial Day, starting in the morning. They usually do, and they meaning the Legion Post in Wellston, they also do things at the cemeteries in the Oak Hill area, and there's also a parade in Oak Hill at 10 a.m. that ends up at the CM Cemetery. That'll be going on. Don't have all the details yet, but I'm getting them right now. There will be Memorial Day ceremonies Monday morning as well in MacArthur, in front of the courthouse, and at Elk Cemetery. And then in Hamden, there will be a parade and then a program in Hamden Cemetery, and that's the Hamden Fire Department doing that good work.
Okay.
So all that happening in our 2 local counties on Memorial Day on Monday.
Hey Pete,
Yes.
can we go back to the flowers for a second? Courtney just sent me a note. This is from Cultivating Our Future. It says that they have purchased flowers and baskets for Manpower Park to match the ones that are downtown, and that they will be planting those flowers on Friday at 1 p.m. weather permitting.
All right, well that is very, and I tell you, that is Barbie McCatherine at work. We know Barbie very well. She started Cultivating Our Future. I think she's the founder and she's the main person with that. She gets help, but she's done work cleaning up Hammertown before. They put the scarecrows downtown.
Yep.
And now that's all volunteer work right there.
Is.
And so that's nice that they're doing that at the Manpower Park too. In December, she's spearheading the effort to do the tree project, the Christmas tree project there. All right, lastly, we want to mention that Jackson County EMS Director Chris Johnson recently received a flag that flew over the United States Capitol.
Hey, I know that guy.
He is on the
and
right.
I know that guy.
Right, Chris Johnson, very well respected EMS Director of Jackson County EMS. And of course, giving him the flag, presenting it on behalf of EMS, is Tim Jackson, who we're going to hear from in just a minute. He gets around.
I was going to say.
Right, and
he's in 2 places at once.
That flag flew over the U.S. Capitol, and it was all about giving recognition to Jackson County EMS in general. They have been around 10 years now. Do you realize that?
That's awesome.
And we're both old enough. You're not. I know you're not old, but you're old enough to know that at one time there wasn't a Jackson County EMS. There was something called SEAMS.
SEAMS, yeah.
Right, and SEAMS was in trouble, some financial trouble and operational trouble, and at all the counties where SEAMS was, and Jackson County was one of them, it looked like that there was going to be problems on emergency medical service, on continuation. A lot of concerns about whether it could be done on the county level. Well, it has been done on the county level through Jackson County through 10 years now. It's been very successful. It's operated efficiently, provided a great service to the community, and it's been financially viable, and it's worked out great. And so I wanted to include this picture that the Jackson County EMS put on their Facebook page on the program today, because it's behind the scenes. You don't hear much about it unless you need the service, but it's worked out great with the staff and under the direction of Chris Johnson and people like Tim Jackson. So that being said, that's a good segue to put Tim Jackson in my seat and talk about the Field of Heroes.
Yeah, come on over, Tim. Thank you, Pete.
You're very welcome.
Sorry, I have to answer this message. It's important. I'm sorry. Not that Tim's not important, because he is. Well, let's head on over to your zip printing weather forecast, where, I don't know, your Memorial Day forecast is pretty much all over the place. Hold on, I just have to...
How about I read the weather? You
Thanks.
got that?
Yeah, that
All
would
right.
be fantastic,
so we
James.
Are
I'd appreciate
looking,
that.
Unfortunately, at 100% chance of rain on Friday. Jen likes to say they never say 100% chance of rain, but apparently that's what's going to happen on Friday. Saturday,
keep changing that.
Yeah, it's cooling down on Saturday. Highs of only 59. And then looking, a little bit better on Sunday and Monday. So it looks like maybe some storms on the front end of your Memorial Day weekend, and then maybe clearing up toward the end of Memorial Day weekend.
Very good. And, again, listen, folks, before you panic, this weather forecast has literally changed every single day. Unfortunately, it has not changed for the better, but that's not to say that it's not going to change between now and then. So just don't panic quite yet. All right. Thank you, James, for doing the weather while I answered a couple of messages that dealing with internet out and other things going on. So our good friend Tim is here. And welcome.
Good morning, Jennifer.
Is this the first time you've ever been here with us?
No, I was here a couple years ago. We did a little thing.
I was trying to remember if you'd been here or not.
We always see you at the restaurant.
Yes. And no, you are a member of the Wellston Rotary.
Correct, I'm the president this year.
Which was so fun. I got to actually come to one of your meetings last year, and it was a blast.
We
you
are the
guys
singing
are
group.
awesome.
We are high-spirited and just enjoy what we do.
Yes, and I was asked actually to be a speaker there and had no idea. It was so fun.
That's how every meeting is. We
So
sing
good.
and we have
And
our
you eat,
speakers and we
which
eat.
is great.
We eat, yes. As you can tell, we eat.
You're too much.
We don't call it extra large. We call it extra lovely.
Extra lovely. Love it. Love it. No, okay, so you are working on a project with the Wellston Rotary, and so this is very ironic. I get a magazine that's basically about Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
Got it in the mail yesterday, and guess what one of the features was in that magazine?
Westerville's flags, yes.
Yes, and I thought, okay, I know exactly what this is because they were kind of your inspiration for this project.
Correct. Rotary has been sponsoring this
Big
program
deal.
over the last few years through a company named Markers. And a lot of the larger clubs have done it that, like Westerville, that was our example. They gave us some pointers on it. They do 3,000 flags. And they work a month getting it up and getting it ready, yes.
3,000.
So if Abigail, who won the lottery
Yeah.
yesterday, wants to buy 100 flags, I'll put 100 up tonight too if she wants to send me a check. I have no problem with that. But our goal originally was 50 flags, start out small, build each year. So we spoke at a lot of events and to different people, and it just kind of took its own life, and Dorothy Riepenoff was really behind this. And we ended up with 100 flags. We're still having people call wanting flags, but I'm so sorry we're out of flags.
You just don't have any
We don't
more.
have any more flags. And on each flag that we're putting up this evening, we'll have a plaque at the base of it for the person that sponsored the hero whoever sponsored it, and let's say they were a police, fire, EMS, or one of the armed forces, will have that logo on it also. And if they are deceased, it will have a gold star on it.
Oh, okay.
So everybody will be able to wander through the flags and look at all the different flags. And the flags, there we are with the flags again.
Yeah.
And they can see their flag and take pictures. And we just want everybody to come down and look at it. And we want you to remember that Memorial Day isn't a 3-day weekend or a good time for a barbecue and a beer. It's to,
I mean, it is that too.
Yes, I won't take that away from you.
But
it's for us to remember those who have fought for our country, for the freedoms we have to be here today. And also any hero that's changed your life. That was our thing. We wanted someone that changed your life, military or civilian. And we've had a lot of people that said, I had a teacher in the 4th grade that said, hey, why don't you try this? Or math was fun till I put the alphabet in it. Let's learn it this way. And that has inspired them over the year. One of them actually became a math teacher. So she bought a flag in honor of her deceased math teacher.
Love
So
this.
it's wonderful. Wonderful. And I got one for my father who's passed away. And I also did one for our Rotary Club because they're our county heroes. We're the ones out there doing stuff without the club, and I tell them all the time, this is your club. Let's make what you want of your club. We work together, and we have all kinds of fun doing all of our projects. And with our fundraisers, we were able to raise all the $3,000 that we gave out in scholarship funds without having to take anything from our treasury with the fundraisers we've done.
That's pretty darn cool.
So, and especially with the COVID year, it's been really tough, but we've had a really good time.
You know, and what is the point of Rotary? Rotary is a service club.
Rotary is service before self.
Yes.
We want to serve our community in any way possible, working with our local food banks, food giveaways, raising funds for Polio Plus to eradicate polio, to raise funds for anybody that may need them in an emergency. Anything we can help to ease the burden of somebody. We're also getting into a national program now to drill wells for fresh water in Honduras.
That's fantastic.
That's our next project.
So Rotary is doing really, really good things, and you all have just weren't able to do, the way you do this is by working and fundraising, and you weren't able to do a lot of that last year.
Correct. We were so limited on what we could do, and we had 2 major fundraisers. The first one we did a bean and chili dinner, and we would get it ready. Everybody was gowned up, masked up, gloved up. We would get it prepared, bag it up, and the people would drive through. And we sold out within 3 hours. It was phenomenal, and I greatly appreciate the community behind us. And then we got Dorothy with the flags, and we thought we'll start out small and go from there. And then we hit our 50. Then I said, okay, let's go for 60. Then we were at 70, and we're like, let's go for 100. Let's just go for the 100.
Go for it.
And we did that, and then the club actually got one that's going to be offset by itself, and that is for all the military branches.
Okay.
So we're going to be
love
setting
this.
solar lights tonight, so it'll be illuminated at night. We got lights to go around the perimeter of it. So.
Here's a photo of the Westerville
Yeah.
flag,
Yes.
so people can kind of get an idea of what to expect.
Yeah, and is that done by their Rotary as well?
Yes, that's our Rotary Club
Okay.
does that also.
And how long have they been doing that up in Westerville?
I think this is their 6th or 7th year. I'm not certain.
Yeah, it was just so ironic. I got that magazine last night because I knew that Westerville had done
Yeah.
it, and I knew that you guys were doing that, and I thought, wow, how interesting that that's like a feature story in the
I
magazine.
know, and somebody from Westerville must have called the Columbus Dispatch because they called me yesterday to interview me.
Great.
So I don't know if we're going to be added part of their story, if they're going to. I don't know the ins and outs of it yet, but I was kind
So
of.
good.
At first, I thought they were pranking me. I said, "Okay, who's doing this?"
Yeah, who is
Yes.
this? Is this my neighbor? No, Tim, seriously, are there other communities doing this project as well?
We're the only one in Southeast Ohio, Rotary
Okay.
Club. Now, they do one in Ironton, up on the hill by where the old Hill store was.
Yeah.
I'm not certain which group does that, but they do 2 lines of flags, and then they have the traveling wall from DC come,
Yeah.
and they set it up there on the lot, too, and it's got the flags behind it with the wall. I'm not certain which club does that, but we're the only Rotary Club south of 270 that's doing it.
Okay, so very, very cool. So this is something really unique in our community. You all had such a good idea, so neat. And those flags will be up, we'll see, will it be tomorrow?
They're going up tonight,
Going
and
up
they'll
tonight.
be, or at 1 o'clock tomorrow, we're having our opening ceremonies.
Okay.
Fingers crossed for
Yeah.
the rain, and we're going to have dignitaries from the county, the mayor is going to do a proclamation for the Rotary Club for doing it. Commissioner Don Hensler is going to sing. The other commissioners will be there. We're going to have the sheriff, EMS director, Wellston Police Chief, Wellston Fire Chief there to say a few words and just be seen. And of course, I talk everywhere, so I'll be there. And Dorothy Reefbanoff will also be there to say a few things. And then we're going to read the names of everybody that has a flag.
Are you? So
and
cool.
those that are deceased, we have a bell set up that will ring the bell for them in honor of them.
I love that. You know, it's just so emotional. And, you know, I was talking with our friends from the Festival of Flags the other day, and, you know, I just said it's just one of the most breathtaking sights to pull into Oak Hill and see all those flags lining the streets, you know. And it's going to be the same thing when you drive into Wellston and see that field of heroes.
It should be right there at the stop sign.
You can't miss it. It's
No.
you don't drive into Wellston and not pass it.
And I was surprised by the traffic last night. And when we got done, and I want to thank the Black Diamond Lodge in Wellston also, the Masons for helping us. Doing the heavy work.
Yes.
Using the auger. But once we got the last one in and they let me put the last sink in for the flagpole to go in, I kind of got teary-eyed thinking we're celebrating our past by preparing for our future.
That's right.
So it was kind of an emotional minute.
It is.
And I think everybody there working felt that. And then we all took a group picture, and it was kind of breathtaking.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Tim, I know that it's been cut off this year, and I assume are these flags when they're purchased, is that like they continue on from year to year?
They can put it next year. They have the option either being there at 3:00 on Monday if they'd like to take their flag home. They've purchased it, more than welcome, or we will store them. We'll take them down, we'll wash the poles, clean the poles. We'll take all the flags home and launder them and fold them correctly and everything, store them for next year.
Okay.
They'll be able to put their flag up next year. Or if they've kept it, we'll try to sell what's empty, but we're going to try to add.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask you. So if someone, got cut off this year,
Yes.
because it just, I mean, the obviously the response was overwhelming.
It was
for you. How do people go ahead and get signed up for next year's events?
What we're going to do is we start to sell the 1st of March.
Okay.
And we've sent out a letter to everybody about what's going on with it and how they can do it. And they also received the form to fill out. So each person that got a flag for someone was a hero sponsor. They're sponsoring their hero. They filled all the information for it.
Okay.
We'll start again the 1st of March next year, and we'll send the letter to the ones this year that sponsored to see if they're going to redo it, and then we'll put them out to the general public until May 10th is our cutoff date, so we can get the shipment here.
Sure. Now let me ask you one more thing. Do you have to just be from Wellston to do this, to participate?
We have some people from Wisconsin that have purchased. We
Really?
have one from Winfield, West Virginia that's purchased.
Cool.
No, you can be anywhere that you see this. My phone number is on there, and email. Dorothy Reefbanoff's phone number and email's on there. Just
Brave
contact
soul.
us, and we will. People have been really kind about it with my phone number on. They've called and they said thank you. I've gotten a lot of thank you calls.
Yes. That's
which
it.
just shows our community of
It does.
how strong this is really rooting into our community.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you.
And the funny thing is, I live in Oak Hill, work in Jackson, and I'm in the Wellston Rotary. So I'm all over the county.
Boy, you get around, don't you? No, you, and again, we can't thank you enough for your service and the things that you do for our community as well.
It's my pleasure. This is my home. I moved away for several years and came back. And those people that say you can't move home are totally wrong.
Oh, totally
You
wrong.
can move home in a heartbeat. It's what you make of it.
Yes, it absolutely is.
And I love Jackson County.
Yep, so do we. And, well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you wanted to tell our viewers before we let you get out of here for
Tomorrow
the day?
at 1, we're going to be having the dedication.
Okay.
Again, if it rains, it's going to go. If it's thunder and lightning, we'll let everybody know in time that we're going to call it, and then we'll do it on Saturday, just the reading of the names and the ringing of the bell. That's going to happen sometime this weekend when we get a nice day. On Sunday at 1 o'clock, we're having 1 o'clock, we're having what's called Touch a Truck. And what you do, I've invited 48 different agencies from around the county to come. If you ever want to sit in a fire truck behind the steering wheel,
Who doesn't want to sit in the fire truck?
have you ever been in a semi truck?
I have. I drove one.
You drove one?
I did.
Cool.
Can you believe that? Someone let me drive a big rig, yes.
That's kind of scary.
That's a whole other story we can talk about sometime.
Or look in the back of an ambulance of all the equipment.
Yeah, no, that would be so neat.
See how a cherry picker works for the cable company or the AEP. So we've invited them to set up along 6th Avenue and South New York there, around where the flags are. I've also invited the helicopter services. So
cool.
if they're not busy, because it is trauma season starts tomorrow, so we'll see if they're available. And
we hope to see them there,
we
because
hope to see everybody.
If they're there, they're not doing
correct
emergency stuff.
And the vehicles will be open for. And the big thing is to let younger children look at these vehicles in a non-threatening way.
Yes.
To get used to it, because we're told, oh, this is bad, yada, yada. They'll be able to look in the back of it. They'll see a police dog. They'll see an ambulance. They'll be able to touch stuff. Everything's going to be able to be touched.
So cool. Such a good idea. Good for you.
That's what we've worked to try to get the community out. You can walk through the flags. You can look at everything. They're 10 feet apart, so we've got aisles to walk down the center of them. Come, look, touch, feel. That's what it's all about, is to bring you to celebrate our weekend of remembrance.
Yep.
And then every night at 8:30 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Betsy Glass is going to be playing taps, and that is to thank all those who have passed and to put our community to sleep.
Okay. Love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're the best.
Great. I love coming.
Well, you come up and see us anytime.
Anytime you want me around, just Tim on the Street. Wouldn't that be a good show? Tim on the Street.
It would be a fantastic show. We'd probably get ourselves in all kind of trouble.
I know. Yeah. I have no filter, so sometimes it's not a good thing. Jennifer knows that.
No, I do, but it's so much fun.
That's what life is. That's what I want my tombstone to say. He was here to have a good time.
Yes.
And that's my mantra.
Love it. You're the best.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming up. Much
all right.
Appreciated. All right, Tim, and good luck this weekend. Yep, you can exit that way and go back the other.
Thank you.
way.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too, buddy. All right, and before we get on to anything else, I think our good friend Karina may be coming up, and we have as much fun as we had with Tim. We do have some serious stuff here to talk about, so the gang should be here in just a minute, but before we do that, did want to thank our friends at Carmen's Used Cars and Trucks. Stop in and see Carman and the gang there. If you're looking for a vehicle, they are there for you. You can visit their website at carmensusedcars.com for more information on that. And any vehicles they have on the lot, there's pictures, prices, payments, all that stuff. All right, also our friends at the filling station, the store at Broadway and Penn and Wellston and Quick Stop. Please see them. They'll be there this weekend for you if you're having some folks over. If you're having maybe a graduation party, something like that, how about some Hoser's Pizza and some subs, sandwiches, salads, all of that stuff. So stop in and see them, and they will be, what up, girls? Come on over. So they'll be there and open for you this weekend. So there you go. All right. So our buddy Karina Folks is here.
Hello.
Hello. And
a little out of breath.
I know, she ran up the stairs.
Stairs are tough.
No, that was so funny when Tim came in. He said, "Oh my God, those stairs!" And I said, "Yeah, tell us about it. We know.
Yes.
We're well aware of the stairs.
We are. They are
especially
a struggle.
when you're in a hurry." I don't care. You know, if you want to get to be the most fit person in the world, just do those stairs like 3 or 4 times a day. You're good.
It's kind of embarrassing how out of breath I truly am.
Yeah.
But it also may be a wake-up call that I should probably
maybe we should do those
start
stairs
running more.
often.
Yeah, start coming up here more often. Maybe move my office up here, so I'm forced to do it every day.
Exactly. All right. So no, we have a lot of fun here on the program, and you know, Tim was here to talk about something very, very important, and you know, it's an event going on in the community. And for the past 20-some years, we've been doing this show, and we've been. Sorry, I'm getting all emotional already.
I know. You get emotional.
Sorry, we've been your community channel, right?
I'm a chain reaction. Fire, Jennifer. Everyone here knows this. You go down, I go down.
So, us being here is in jeopardy for all of you out there. So Karina can explain that while I have a meltdown.
Well, stop. Okay. Yeah, as Jennifer said, when I started here at Total Media, I've known about this show for almost probably my entire life.
Yeah.
It's always been here. It's always been around. I grew up with it. And we are currently negotiating with the city and have been for about a month now.
Yeah.
Working with Dave Swackhammer. The last time I was on here, we talked a little bit about it. And working with Dave has been phenomenal. We did receive notice officially from the city council members that as of June 26th, that we will no longer have a show unless we can enter into a new contract agreement. So we, behind the scenes, have been working diligently with Mr. Swackhammer, our ownership group, Jennifer and myself and other members of the staff here. And we put together a really great contract with Mr. Swackhammer and the city. We took that contract to City Council this past week. And at the moment, they are not in favor of the contract that Total Media and the city administration, Mr. Swackhammer, that we have come to an agreement on. So it's kind of a scary time for us here.
It is.
At the moment. We do a lot here, and that's, one of the reasons, and I think I said on my first time back, is the community aspect of this business here, highlighting like what we just had.
We just did. I mean, this is it's such an oxymoron.
And I recognize it is a business, but this aspect of our business, we truly do for the community.
Absolutely.
And the thought of it not being available to our viewers at home on, the TV channel, it's tough. And I hate that for them. And that's my biggest concern, I think, going into this, is just that we're not going to be able to reach them.
Yeah.
And I hope that, City Council sees the value in our channel. I know we have a lot of viewers that comment, that, approach Jen on a daily basis, or our guests, and they all see the value. And I hope that City Council will sit back and see, like I said, we worked with Mr. Swackhammer on this new contract.
Right.
We were actually able to go to City Council and show them examples of all the things that we do also behind the scenes here at Total Media that supports this channel. And so I think that was really enlightening for them. Our channel doesn't cost, what we do here at Total Media doesn't cost the city any money. We fund our own programming here. We purchase our own equipment. We own the studio. And so it's tough.
It is tough. And, I've said this 1,000 times here on the program. We are not here to blab our mouths every day. And, we're here to have fun and bring a little bit of joy to you, but also to let you know about things going on in the community. And for those of you that can't get out to the Festival of Flags, or the Apple Festival Queen Contest, or the parades, or the Wild Turkey Festival events, whatever, that's our job, to bring them to you and to bring them into your home. And if you see value in that, we hope that you do. I can't imagine someone not finding value in that, or
Right.
being appreciative of it. We've been doing it for a long time. And if that's the case, I believe it was said in the council meeting, and correct me if I'm wrong, number one, we were accused of having no viewers, or very little viewers, which I find very hard to believe, considering I get approached a lot. We were accused of that. We were also, it was mentioned that people were not in favor of us being here anymore. And I'm not sure why that would be, as we try to do things that we just did, talking about the flags, talking about all of the fairs and festivals, going and covering them and whatever. That's what we're here for. We are your community channel. We have been for 20 plus years now doing this show. And we want to continue to do that. So, if I don't know if the council just thinks there's no interest, or I'm not sure what the problem is, but they are not in favor at this point of renewing our contract. And if that's the case, a month from now, we will go dark and we won't be here anymore. And we hope if you find value in us, that you give your council person a call, the mayor's office a call, more importantly, the councils who votes. So your council people, a call, your council at large, a call. We would greatly appreciate it. Or write them an email, letter. We will actually post their contact information here on the channel, on the character generator pages, so that you have easy access to them.
Yeah, and that's, we're already working on that. And I was at the council meeting on Monday and heard some of the, I would say, concerns from our council members. And I think once again, we were able to shed some light on the situation. And unfortunately, I think what it's going to boil down to is the financial side of things. Them asking us to pay a significant amount of money to continue providing programming, not funding, programming to the community. And as you know, that's tough. And so we, like I said, we have worked with Mr. Swackhammer. We've worked with our legal counsel to come up with a contract that we were in agreement with. And so at this point, you're correct. We will, and unfortunately less than a month, if we can't come to an agreement with what we have on the table, we will go dark. We at Total Media will do what we can to find ways to still reach our audience in the community. It just won't be the same way that we are right now.
Right.
And so there is another council meeting. It is on June 14th. That will be the day the final decision is made on whether we will continue after June 26th
Or they
not.
pull the plug on us.
Yeah.
I mean, literally pull the plug on us.
And so I first encourage everyone to go to the city council meetings. Just go and listen in on the things, outside
Just
of
in
our
general.
contract, that are going on in the community that these people are voting on, that they have control of. I've only been to a handful since being back here in Jackson, and it is very eye-opening to see these things. And so I want to encourage you to attend the meetings. But also we will be posting the city council members' contact information for you guys to reach out to them with questions or concerns. Also, I'm happy for you guys. If you have questions on what we do here, please call us. I'm here all day. I'm happy to take phone calls and discuss with our viewers, the people who come and watch Jen every day and see the wonderful programming that we continue to provide. I'm happy to answer those questions as well.
That's right. And if you have any suggestions, of course, our doors are open to you, and always have been. And so any suggestions or comments that you all have along the way, we're happy to take those as well. And you can, of course, call the building here at 740-286-3023. Someone will be here to answer your phone call.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So, yeah, it's a sticky situation, and council, they have a hard job, and they have to sometimes make decisions that are lose-lose, or going to tick somebody off one way or the other. But we just hope that you all out there that are our advocates and that appreciate the job that we do, let the council know, because they need to know so that they know that we should move forward.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
So
all right. I'll calm down now. Sorry about that. I don't know where
you're
that
crying.
came from.
No, I've known that was coming, but I joked downstairs. Courtney knows, she's standing over there. I am a chain react crier. Like, you cry, I cry. Like, it has nothing, it could have nothing to do with me, and I'm still going to cry right there with you. So, but it is a kind of a stressful time for us here, and the thought of not being able to reach you guys, the viewers, and all, forms that we are now is tough to think of. And so, call us, call your city council members, call the mayor's office. I know Mayor Evans, Mr. Swackhammer, they would love to hear from you, or send us a message of stuff you would like to see, through Facebook or, however you want to contact us, we are open to it.
That's right. And don't forget, too, we have advertisers here that depend on us to get their word out. And, our friends from Callahan and all of the gang that advertise here that can come on the show and show fun things and have a good time. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. I think in the last year with COVID, that this show has been so important to the community in reaching everyone, and getting important information, whether it was about the school systems, the University of Rye coming in, or we've had multiple doctors from Holzer.
Yes.
The amount
time.
of people we've been able to bring in and reach the community has just been incredibly important over the last year. And so,
in Pete's morning news updates, I've talked to a million different people that have said, Pete kept us up on what's going on with the COVID situation, what's open, what's closed, how things are shifting from day, because things changed so much from day to day. So, that's why we're here. And we hope that we get to continue.
We do.
But it's going to take you all out there to do a little bit of legwork and give us a shout out with the council so that they understand that we are important to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Very good. Well, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Pete's here. Did you have something special?
Late
breaking news.
Oh, late breaking news? Okay, come on over, Pete.
I'll switch out.
All right. Since, again, this is a low-budget operation, we'll have Pete switch out. We'll kick Karina out and have our good friend Pete back over.
Okay, well, we talked about the Jackson High School commencement and the tentative situation that I think was that we were looking at. I just received a communication from the principal, Thad Haynes. Certainly appreciate him keeping me in the loop.
Absolutely. See, this is what we're here for.
Right. Okay.
Go ahead.
Right on cue. But anyway, good work there.
Yeah,
Good work
thanks.
there advocating. All right, I want you on my side too. All right, well, anyway, Principal Haynes said that the decision on what to do as far as how to do the Jackson High School commencement and when will be made no later than early tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
And at that point, they will communicate out all the ways they possibly can to say when and how commencement will be done.
Okay.
But, there is a chance that based on the weather forecast and the weather at that time, it could go to Saturday.
Okay.
And it could also go indoors as well to the gymnasium.
All right.
But everything tomorrow, and there's, of course, a raft of activities, starting with the senior breakfast,
Yes.
the senior assembly, graduation practice, and then, of course, the commencement itself in the evening. All those things are going to be ticketed events that are not open to the public unless you have access to a ticket, which is usually because you're a parent or a family member. But there's information on the school website about that, and tickets are available now. for
How
those
will they
events.
advise folks what their decision is?
They said that they're going to reach out through multiple platforms.
Okay.
So, I'm assuming we're talking about the school website. They have the robocalls, of course, that they can do. That's how they communicate with a lot of the parents now. So I would expect that possibly could be. Superintendent Phil Howard is one of the top Twitter persons in the city.
Yes.
So I'm sure that he will use that. I know that they will be contacting us, so we can, use our social media, our website, our radio station to get out the word immediately about what the deal is. And I think it's a very wise decision to wait until tomorrow, even tomorrow afternoon, because the weather, you just don't know how that's going to go.
You are
there
correct.
certainly is a chance
It
of rain.
changes every day.
There certainly is a chance of rain tomorrow, and maybe even storms. It may matter what sort of rainfall we get. Will it be a thunderstorm? Nobody wants anybody outside in a thunderstorm.
No, definitely not.
So
Not safe.
they will wait and see what the weather is tomorrow and then go from there. But as of right now, we're scheduled for 8 p.m. tomorrow evening at Alumni Stadium, which is the way it's been for about 20 years now.
Very good.
All
Pete,
right.
thank you for letting us know.
You're very welcome.
All right. And of course, don't forget, we will be back here tomorrow with some Memorial Day fun and have some facts and neat things about that as we kick off the Memorial Day weekend. So again, have a wonderful day. We appreciate you for watching, and we'll be right back here tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.